In a world that profits off your self-doubt, choosing yourself is the most radical thing you can do. From the moment we're born, we're taught to make ourselves small. We're trained to ask for permission, to be polite even when we're uncomfortable, to consider how everyone else feels before we even acknowledge how we feel. And somewhere along the line, we internalize this idea that being chosen by others, whether it's family, friends, followers, or lovers, is more important than choosing ourselves. But here's what I need you to understand. The world doesn't need another version of you that's shaped by approval. The world needs the version of you that's honest, anchored, and in alignment. Choosing yourself is not about being selfish. It's about being in integrity with your soul. And if you're feeling disconnected, if you're noticing how much of your life has been built around trying to be acceptable rather than authentic, it's time to realign. You can start by booking one of the premium services in the description below. Whether it's a personal voice note reading or a private session, it's there to support your return to self. You don't have to figure it out alone. Most people are never taught that it's safe to choose themselves. Instead, they're taught to perform, to be agreeable, to stay humble, to shrink their needs in the name of connection. And over time, they begin to internalize the belief that choosing themselves is wrong, or worse, that it's dangerous. So they put everyone else first. They live on other people's timelines. They make decisions based on what will keep the peace, not what will bring them peace. It shows up in the relationships they tolerate, the jobs they stay in, the friendships they outgrew years ago. It shows up in how they speak, how they dress, how they silence themselves in conversations, all because they're afraid that showing up fully might make someone uncomfortable. But the cost of that is massive. When you abandon yourself for the comfort of others, you slowly start to forget who you really are. You build a life that looks good on the outside but feels empty inside. And no amount of external validation can fill the void that comes from not choosing yourself. You're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to outgrow environments that once felt safe. You're allowed to pivot. You're allowed to say no. Choosing yourself doesn't mean rejecting the world. It means refusing to reject your truth. And once you make that decision, the version of you that's been buried underneath all that people-pleasing and survival conditioning can finally start to breathe again. If this message is hitting something in you, if you feel like you've been living more for others than for yourself, I want you to pause and go check the services in the description. Every offer is designed to help you reconnect with your own guidance. When you're ready to stop asking for permission and start honoring your own voice, you'll know which one to choose. One of the biggest misconceptions about choosing yourself is the idea that it automatically makes you selfish, cold, or disconnected. That couldn't be further from the truth. The people who choose themselves are often the ones who have spent years putting everyone else first. They're the ones who've carried emotional labor for entire families. The ones who've overextended themselves in relationships and sacrificed their needs for the sake of keeping the peace. They've been the strong friend, the emotional anchor, the one who shows up no matter what. But eventually, that way of living starts to fracture you. Because no matter how much love you give to others, if it's coming from an empty place, it will eventually turn into resentment, burnout, or bitterness. Choosing yourself is not a rejection of others, it's a reclamation of self. It means being honest about your capacity. It means recognizing that your time, your energy, and your well-being are not infinite resources. It means saying, I love you, but I can't keep breaking myself to be everything for everyone. It's creating space to be soft again, to rest, to listen to what you need and give yourself permission to have it, without guilt. And when you move from that place, your love becomes purer. Your service becomes more intentional. Your relationships become more balanced. You don't stop showing up for others, you just stop doing it at the cost of yourself. And sometimes, that shift will cost you certain people. The people who only knew how to love the version of you that never said no. But what you'll gain, peace, clarity, alignment, will be worth so much more than what you lose. This series is about identity, yes, but it's also about energy. And one of the most dangerous things we've normalized is the idea that we have to sacrifice ourselves to achieve anything meaningful. In the next video, I'm going to break down why self-sacrificing to reach your goals is actually a form of energetic sabotage. Not only does it slow down your manifestations, it disconnects you from your source. You don't have to burn yourself out to be worthy of success. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that next transmission. You were not born to be a placeholder in your own life. You were not put here to water down your truth so other people feel more comfortable. You were meant to lead your life from a place of clarity, courage, and choice. And that choice starts with you. You are allowed to want what you want. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to choose yourself, fully and repeatedly, even if no one else understands it yet. If you're ready to come back to yourself, if you're ready to stop living for the applause and start living in alignment, go to the description and book a premium service. Let this be your moment of reclamation. You don't have to wait any longer. You don't need another sign. This is it.